In the headlines, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says rejuvenated Wangishoa sugar factory generates 8.7 billion birr in 9 months. And the UN Economic Commission for Africa highlights the role of African Continental Free Trade Area to unite regional blocs. Hello and welcome to ABC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. I'm Sentayo Tamrat, who is the news. Stay tuned. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed lauded the sweeping institutional reforms at the Wangishoa sugar factory, describing the turnaround of the age-old facility as a clear example of how timely reform and innovation can revive legacy industries and drive economic productivity. In a message posted on his social media page, Prime Minister Abiy reflected on the factory's 70-year legacy, noting that its longevity alone is not enough to remain competitive. Once crippled by debt and unable to pay its workers' salaries for 3 years, the factory has undergone significant institutional reform that has revived its operations, the Premier said. Daily sugar production has surged from 1,500 quintals to 7,000 quintals, and the factory has resumed production of the popular Desta candy after a 40-year pause. The factory's compound also supports diversified agricultural activities, producing 3,000 liters of milk and 20,000 eggs per day. Its vitalized grounds and surroundings reflect the broader transformation underway, he noted. According to the Prime Minister, the Wangishoa sugar factory has now emerged from its period of difficulty, generating 8.7 billion birr in revenue over the past 9 months of the current Ethiopian fiscal year. Prime Minister Abiy emphasized that the success of Wangishoa should serve as a blueprint for other state-owned enterprises. Russia marks its 80th anniversary of the Victory Day that commemorates the end of World War II with a massive military parade on Red Square in Moscow. World leaders, including Ethiopian President Haile Selassie, have attended this grand event. Russia's Victory Day, which is celebrated in Russia on May 9, is the country's most important secular holiday. The leaders participated in a reception and dinner at the Kremlin Palace Thursday night. President Haile is anticipated to hold bilateral discussion with dignitaries on the margins of the anniversary. Currently, the diplomatic relationship between Ethiopia and Russia has been gaining momentum in health cooperation, economic diplomacy, trade, investment, technology, and like fields. Vice President of the Ethiopian Prosperity Party, Adam Farah, said civil society organizations must play a leading role in Ethiopia's journey toward its economic sovereignty. Speaking at a multi-stakeholder forum that brought together government officials, civil society representatives, and federal agency delegates, Adam emphasized the need for enhanced coordination between CSOs and federal institutions. He highlighted the crucial contributions of CSOs in areas such as human rights protection, peace building, conflict resolution, democratic governance, environmental protection, and civic engagement. Samson Birato, Director General of the Civil Society Organizations Authority, for his part, stated that recent reforms have enhanced CSO's capacity to contribute constructively and emphasized the need for a solid cooperation framework between the government and CSOs to ensure better outcomes. And finally, Director of the Regional Integration and Trade Division at the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Stephen Karingi, says that the African Continental Free Trade Area is indispensable to foster harmony and coherence by breaking down barriers between the continent's regional economic blocs. Karingi also stressed Ethiopia's pivotal role through its proactive steps in implementing the African Continental Free Trade Area. Jerusalem Batsa has more on this.
The African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, officially became operational on January 1, 2021, marking the start of trading under the agreement. This trade agreement aims to create a single continent-wide market and boost inter-African trade. Approached by the weekly MITBC program, Stephen Karingi, Director of the Regional Integration and Trade Division at the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, stated that the African Continental Free Trade Area is intended to foster harmony and coherence by breaking down barriers between the continent's regional economic blocs.
If you look at the barriers that exist between these regional economic blocs with each other, they limit the possibilities of creating regional value chains and trading that connects east-west, north and south, central and the rest of the east, the north and the south. And so the AFCFTA is actually supposed to create harmony and coherence by breaking the barriers that currently exist between the regional economic blocs, which are already working, like the EAC, like ECOWAS, like I said. So by having the AFCFTA, you have a much more continental coherent trade policy. According to
Karingi, the AFCFTA could increase inter-African trade by between 15% and 25%, with 2/3 of the gains expected in industrial goods trade. This growth is seen as a significant opportunity for African countries to reduce their dependence on raw commodities and promote industrialization and diversification.
The quality of that 15% is much more superior than the rest of the 85% with the rest of the world, in terms of the fact that most of what comprises that 15% is value added. And that means you have much more secure jobs when it comes to you deepening and growing that 15%. And that is where the AFCFTA comes into play, because you bring down the tariff and the non-tariff barriers. It gives you a business case for deeper investments in infrastructure and connectivity. And that way you create much more superior economic jobs.
Karingi also emphasized Ethiopia's pivotal role in advancing the African Continental Free Trade Area. His remarks underscore Ethiopia's commitment to regional integration and its proactive steps towards implementing the AFCFTA.
Ethiopia will be validating its national AFCFTA implementation strategy this month. And as you know, just I think last week, Ethiopia also gazetted its offer under the AFCFTA. So many countries have done exactly what Ethiopia did last week and what it's going to do this month.
Ethiopia's investments in special economic zones and sectors such as agriculture, aviation and transport position it well to optimize the potential of the AFCFTA, Karingi said.
You have been watching ABC World, and a quick reminder of top stories. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says rejuvenated Wanjishoa sugar factory generates 8.7 billion birr in 9 months. UN Economic Commission for Africa highlights the role of African Continental Free Trade Area to unite regional blocs. You have been watching the news from ABC World. I'm Santayo Tamrat with the news. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you. Bye-bye.